Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Bol.
Thank you,
Thank you, Vasudha Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we welcome today our guest speaker, His Grace Vasant Madhav Prabhu. Prabhu is from, just a minute. Yeah, Prabhu is from Dubai Yatra, and Prabhu has is the disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Prabhu is very actively involved in preaching in DDY, which is Damodar Desh, Dubai. And also Prabhu is doing many sevas of Dubai Yatra. And right now Prabhu is going to tell us about the importance of time, which are the 5 shlokas we have given to Prabhu to speak on. And also Prabhu's full family, like Mataji, both the daughters, they are all involved in bhakti. So Prabhu is actually leading a very ideal grihastha life in devotion. So Hare Krishna Prabhu, welcome you to ICF Forum. And over to you, Prabhu. Hare Bol.
Thanks, Mataji. Thanks for this great opportunity. I'm very humbled and privileged to get the association of the ICF and Bangalore Satsanga. Maji, we will go through the sloka from 3.10.11 to 15.
2:15.
Then
yes,
I will.
Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. So will you share the screen, Prabhu?
Yeah, I'll share the screen, Mataji. Yeah.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to recite the sloka and translation quickly, it would be good. Yeah. Are you able to see the screen, Mataji? My voice is okay?
Yes, yes, yes. Prabhu.
Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna.
Punit
Dandavat
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Maitreya uvacha gunavyatikarakaro nirvisesho pratisthitah purushastad upadanam atmanam nilaya srijat. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. Maitreya said, eternal time is the primeval source of interactions of the three modes of material nature. It is unchangeable and limitless, and it works as the instrument of the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his pastimes in the material creation. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
We will cover the purport in gist in the upcoming slides. Meantime, next sloka.
Vasudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam Prabhuji. Vishwam vai brahma tanmatram samstitam Vishnu mayaya Ishwarena parichinnam kalena vyaktamurtina. Translation, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. This cosmic manifestation is separated from the Supreme Lord as material energy by means of Kala, which is the unmanifested impersonal future of the Lord. It is situated as the objective manifestation of the Lord under the influence of the same material energy of Vishnu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Mataji. So here we are from this because the 10th sloka, Vidura is asking the question of the time factor, which is the energy of the Lord. So then Maitreya Muni is explaining, okay, it is unmanifested impersonal feature of the Lord, which we will see like why he's saying all these things. Yes, Mataji.
Divya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat pranam. Yatedanim tatagre cha paschadapyetat idrisham. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This cosmic manifestation is as it is now. It was the same in the past and it will continue in the same way in the future. Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare
Dandavat pranam.
Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Ramakrishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Sargo navavidastasya prakrito vaikrutastu yaha kala dravya gunairasya trividah prati sankramaham. Translation. There are 9 different kinds of creations besides the one which naturally occurs due to the interactions of the modes. There are 3 kinds of annihilations due to eternal time, the material elements, and the quality of one's work.
So here Maitreya Muni is explaining the 9 different creations, then 3 different kinds of annihilations due to eternal time. So all is due to time factor only. So that is going to be covered in the upcoming slokas, but we will limit like only to time factor, how it is going to be affecting each one's life, how it affects the creation, how it affects the maintenance, how it affects the annihilation, how it affects like each one of our life.
Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
pranam.
Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Adhyastu mahata sarvo guna vaishamyam atmanah Vitiyastvahamo yatra dravya jnana kriyodayah. Translation by Divine Guru Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Of the 9 creations, the first one is the creation of the Mahat Tattva, or the sum total of the material ingredients wherein the modes interact due to the presence of the Supreme Lord. In the second, the false ego is generated, in which the material ingredients, material knowledge, and material activities arise. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll start. But you are able to see the slide?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Karoti Vacharam Pangam Rangedigam Yatpatam Maham Mande Shri Gurum Dinadarnam Paramanandamam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Swaram. So we'll cover Hare Krishna. Thanks once again. Please, I seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas so that the right word comes at the right time in the right manner, which would be beneficial for all of our spiritual progress. Please ignore if I say anything wrongly. It would be due to my ignorance only. So we are in the third canto of Shrimad Bhagavatam. So now we will cover from entangled. We all know we are in this material world. We are this material world is like a time bound. Um uh, we have a very limited time. We know our manufacturing date, and we don't know our expiry date, but we know like expiry date is going to come. Correct? It is a time bound material world. To it is entangled. We all know like okay, in the material world we are becoming in the entangled manner, but how we can transfer ourselves to from the entanglement state to the enlightenment state, where in the spiritual world there is no time. We all know Krishna says like natat bhashayate suryo nachasanko sabhava yadgatvana nivardande taddamam paramam mama. Like okay, his world there is no sun, moon, like okay, no time. So how we can travel from this time bound material world to timeless spiritual world, we will see. So we all know Srimad Bhagavatam is Lord Krishna's body. It's a literary incarnation of Sri Krishna. So it has 12 cantos. Each canto represents the body part of Krishna, where the canto 1 and 2 represents the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, where it is covering the whole introduction, then Sarga and Visarga. Sarga is like the primary creation, the Visarga is like the secondary creation, then portion also. It is getting like a very gist it is covering the 1 and 2 canto, first two cantos. Then third and fourth, like it is representing Lord's thighs, where the Sarga and Visarga is being explained in detail, where the creation by Lord and the subsequent creation by Brahma, how Brahma is getting the instruction from Lord Sri Krishna, and how he is performing the creation, like the Visarga, and the Manus and the pastimes of Lord Varaga, all those are coming, where we are covering like the canto third. Then fifth canto is representing the navel body part of Krishna. It is where it is covering the sthana, which is the geography of the all the universe, description of Bhumandala, the structure of universe, all those things being covered. And sixth canto representing the chest of Krishna, where it is covering the Poshana, which is Lord's protection to people who transgress like the laws of dharma and devotees. For example, like Ajamila pastime, Indra and the Chitraketu pastime, all those things are coming in the sixth canto. Where seventh canto, it is seventh and eighth is representing the arms of the transcendental body of Sri Krishna, where it is covering the uti with this like okay inauspicious inclination, then the auspicious inclination like getting covered. Then the eighth canto is covering the manvantara, the dynasties of Manu, the activities of Lord like during the various Manvantara, that is getting covered. The ninth canto representing the throat of Sri Krishna, it is talking about the Ishanukata, topics related to like a Lord and his devotees, and various description of the sun and moon dynasty. All those things are getting covered. The 10th canto is covering the lotus feet, like okay, which, lotus fates face, sorry, it is representing the Krishna book. So we are seeing the whole of material universe creation, how each devotees are getting like okay engaged, all those things. So we are preparing ourselves to understand the energies of Lord before getting into the Canto 10, where Krishna's glorious pastimes of like Vrindavana, Mathura, and Dwaraka, Hastinapur, all those things like have been explained along with Krishna's opulences. Then 11th canto is representing the forehead of Lord Shri Hari, where it is explaining about the mukti, liberation, all those things. Okay, Uddhava Gita, disappearance of Krishna and Yaduna industry, like coming there only. In the 12th canto, it is representing the head of Sri Krishna, where it is talking about the Nirodha, four kinds of universal annihilation, liberation of Parikshit, activities of Markandeya. So directly we cannot jump to the pastimes of Shri Krishna, because we need to understand gradually, okay, what are the Krishna's energy, okay, how he is creating the universe, why we come into this material world. That has to be understood, because then if we understand, then only, like, okay, if we know the purpose of our life, then only we can achieve towards the goal. We all know what is our goal. Our goal is like to go back to Godhead, to our original place, like which is Goloka Vrindavan. How to go, that we need to understand. Okay, first we need to understand why we came into this particular material world, what is the reason, and how to go out from this particular material world to reach our destination. So if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, if you contemplate whatever been said over there, remembering those past times, like then we will get a chance to go back to Godhead. So that is the reason, like we need to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So we need to do recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam every moment. So I know, like your congregation is giving the opportunity to many to do the Bhagavatam Seva like every day, so that you get a chance to improve in the devotional service. So the layered SB conversation. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is a timeless, eternal incarnation of Lord Sri Krishna in the literary form. So how the conversation is happening? First, Lord Krishna, Sri Krishna is explaining to Lord Brahma. We know, like the Chatur Shloki of Srimad Bhagavatam. Um, Etavat eva jignasham tatva jignashu atmanaha. Okay, likewise, those four slokas are going, correct? From there, then Lord is explaining, okay, you expand it. Then Brahma is Brahma is explaining this to Narada Muni. Okay, we all know Narada Muni is like a great devotee of Lord Sri Krishna, where he want to pass the message of the Lord like to many living entity, correct? Then Brahma is saying this to Narada, asking Narada to expand further. Then Narada speaking to Vyasadev, because Vyasadev, after he completed all the four Vedas, but still he was not satisfied. Then he was lamenting. During that time, Narada appears, okay, and Narada on the banks of Saraswati river. Then he's saying, okay, you explained all those Vedas, but you didn't explain like the one who created that Veda. So you need to explain about his pastime. So then Vyasadeva understood, and he started writing the whole of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Vyasadeva speaking to Sukadeva Goswami, which is his own son in the village. We all know, like, okay, Sukadeva Goswami didn't come out from his mother womb, because Prabhuji rightly explained yesterday. He was thinking, Sukadeva Goswami is thinking, okay, being in the womb is much better than to come out to the material world. We all know, being in the womb, like how tough it would be for a baby. But still, Sukadeva Goswami is thinking, okay, being in the womb is much better than to be in the material world. So he didn't come for so many years. Then he came out. Then initially, like he was thinking about the impersonal feature of the Lord. Then once he hears, like, okay, the one of the slokas from Srimad Bhagavatam, then he could able to understand the beautiful personal feature of the Lord. Then he started absorbing with those things. Then he is explaining to Parikshit Maharaj, like when he came to know, okay, he is going to die within 7 days. Okay, with the rishis, then he know that, okay, he needs to hear about the glories of the Lord. Then he assembles on the bank of Ganges. Then Sukadeva Goswami coming uninvited over there, and he is explaining the whole of Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Then in that particular assembly, Sutta Goswami was there, and he was hearing that. And after many years, like, okay, the Shanaka Rishi, headed by sages, been asking the questions. Okay, what Sukadeva Goswami was explaining to Parikshit Maharaj. Then they were asking like the six questions. We all know the famous six questions of Srimad Bhagavatam. So then Sutta Goswami is explaining, like, okay, on the banks of Gomati River, Naimisharanya. So Naimisharanya is a place where it is on the forest, like, okay, the Lord is incarnated over there. So that is so glorious, like a Srimad Bhagavatam being recited every now and then over there. Then Vaishampayana narrated to King Janamejaya, Parishit's son. So these are like some of the examples where the layered conversation of Srimad Bhagavatam being spoken. We all know with the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, every now and then, like each and every time, you be it morning or like a afternoon or evening or night, across the world, the Srimad Bhagavatam being recited in each and every ISKCON center. We know like, okay, how many ISKCON centers are there. So uh, with the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and his disciples, like, okay, Srimad Bhagavatam being recited across the world all the time. So Jai Srila Prabhupada. So now we know we are in the third canto. So first, Vidura is during the time of like, okay, Krishna's departure, Maitreya Muni and Uddhava was there, present over there, correct? Like then Uddhava was asking the question, 4 questions to Krishna. The same 4 questions Vidura is asking to Uddhava. Then the same 4 questions. Then Uddhava is saying, okay, more than me, the elevated soul is Maitreya Muni. He was present like while I was there with Krishna before his departure from this material world. So let you ask like, okay, to Maitreya Muni, because Maitreya Muni and Vidura are at the same age. Okay, so it would be very appropriate for Vidura to understand from Maitreya Muni. For that reason, Uddhava is guiding Vidura to go to Maitreya Muni. So then Maitreya Muni is coming, Vidura is coming to Maitreya Muni, and he's asking these 4 questions, like, hey, which been asked by Uddhava to Krishna before his Krishna's departure. So first he is asking, enlighten me about the supreme knowledge about yourself. Who is asking to, like, okay, yourself means which is Krishna. So enlighten me about the supreme knowledge about Krishna. Okay, that which Krishna told you. Okay, so Vidurji is asking about Bhagavatam. Okay, because Uddhava is asking first Uddhava is asking to Krishna the same thing, like, okay, Vidura is asking to Maitreya Muni. So what you told to Brahma, so please explain me the same thing. Then if you think I am deserving to hear about this, because though Vidura and Maitreya Muni or Uddhava were at a very elevated state, like, okay, in that in receiving the transcendental knowledge and in performing the devotion service, still they are, see the humbleness of them. Okay, they are saying, if you think, okay, I am deserving, then only please say that. Okay, so they think that they are unqualified to hear the transcendental knowledge. So that shows their humbleness. Then because the servants of Krishna, why they are asking all these things, because so that these things will be recorded, and it would be like, okay, it would be very helpful for the future generation to come out from this material world. For that reason they are asking, because the servant of Krishna wander to serve the interest of their servants. Okay, the real uh, misery a devotee will feel is like, okay, he don't want anyone to suffer in this particular material world. He want everyone to get liberated and to do the devotion service. That is the mood of a real Vaishnava. He don't want anyone to suffer in this material world. He want everyone to perform devotion service, to chant Krishna's holy name, to chant, to read the transcendental scriptures. Okay, these are the 4 questions which been asked by Maitreya Muni by Vidura. Then we will understand, okay, why we need to learn all these things. Okay, the material world is a temporary, but we are talking about the time aspect of it, which is impersonal eternal feature. We all know time is impersonal form of the energy of Krishna, and it is eternal. Okay, time is continuously moving and witnessing all the creation, maintenance, and annihilation. Okay, it is not stopping. So creation, maintenance, annihilation. Be it atom, be it a soul, or be it Brahma, everyone's creation, maintenance, and annihilation being recorded by time. Okay, why we have to associate this time feature for the in this particular temporary material creation? Why? Because we need to understand why this material world is created. This material, okay, we we have done something wrong with our own thing while we were associated with Krishna. We want to enjoy independently, like okay, without the association of Krishna. For that reason, like okay, I created the material universe. You go and realize, then come back sooner. Because Krishna is waiting for all of us in the Goloka Vrindavan very eagerly. We know, like in the Gopakumara story, once Gopakumara goes, like after passing all the universes, then he finally reaches to Goloka. Krishna hugs Gopakumara and he fainting, correct? So that is the level of level of mood of Krishna, like okay, where he is waiting for our arrival to come back to the spiritual world. So the time is witnessing, it is continuously moving and witnessing all the creation, maintenance, and annihilation. It is monitoring and recording all our actions. Okay, we may say, I didn't do this activity, or why I am suffering. When things go wrong, okay, we will say, why I am getting into this particular problem. I have not done any wrong to anyone. Why I am getting suffering? But when the things are happening in a right way, or when you are achieving something, then immediately we'll say, okay, it is because of my own effort I am achieving this particular thing. But everything is the will of the Lord, and everything been due to uh, our action. Because you may have not done something wrong in this particular moment or in this life, but in the previous life you might have done something wrong. For that, like the reaction you are getting now. So the time is one of the witness. It is monitoring, recording all our action, and being a great witness, like and providing the reaction at the right time. We never know when the reaction is going to come. So the reason, okay, we slightly move away from the material things and do the devotion thing, because in devotional thing, if you perform even a little, you will get the benefit, and that would be continuously, like okay, that benefit will be starting from where we left over. We know in the Bhagavad Gita sloka, Neha Bikramana Sosti Pratyavayo na Vidyate Swalpam Apyasya Dharmasya. Swalpam Apyasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bhayat. Okay, even a little, if we do the devotion service, it will be carry forward along with our soul. So that has to be understood. We know, okay, super soul is a great witness, then sun, moon, wind, land, fire. Likewise, like there are so many energies of Krishna which is witnessing our action. Okay, so so that we need to understand first, okay, these energies of the Lord, it witnessing our actions, and we have to get away from this time bound material world to go to the timeless spiritual world. So by performing the devotion service, so we need to help each other, and we need to perform the devotional service as we are doing now. So even Brahma also says, okay, tatten kampam susamikshmano bunjana evatma kritam vipagam hritva babubir vidada namaste jiveta yo muktipate sadvaya bhak. Okay, so atma kritam, every action, it is atma kritam. Okay, it is by our own action. As Brahma says, okay, then he is repenting. Okay, I have done something wrong. After the Brahma Vimohan Lila, Lord, I surrender to you. Please forgive me. So that is how we need to seek the forgiveness to Lord Shri Krishna. Everything is happening because of my own action. Okay, the reaction I am getting is due to my own action. So we need to realize that, okay, how Brahma, the greatest living being in this particular material world, is realizing and requesting the forgiveness by surrendering to the Lord. The similar way, we also need to realize, okay, all is due to my own mistakes which I have done either now or in the past. So please forgive me, Lord. Like okay, I am surrendering unto your lotus feet. Okay, so that Atma Kritam is very, very important. Okay, it is due to my own action I am getting the reaction. So because we should not think, oh, why God is so unkind, like a we should never think about it, because Lord is kind. That is the reason he is giving opportunity after opportunity, life after life, like he is waiting for our arrival, go back to Godhead. So this world is created for our repentance. Okay, we need to repent first of all. Okay, I have done something wrong. Then we need to do the penance, like to go back to the spiritual world. So these are just the energies of the Lord. We all know, like, okay, there are 24 elements, three subtle elements, which is mind, intelligence, false ego. Then 20 gross elements, which is like, okay, the Panchabhuta, which is a gross element. Then object of the senses, then working senses, knowledge occurring senses, and working senses. Then the time factor come to create the Mahatattva. Okay. To create the prakriti in this particular material world, all are energies of the Lord. So we need to understand these energies, like, so that we will perform the devotion service in a better way. Everything is like a witnessing. Okay, I will not commit any mistake. Okay, I will. We should not think. Okay, no one seen while I am taking this object from this particular place, so that I can get escaped. You can get escape from the surrounding, but we can never get escape from the witness of Krishna's energy. So everything is getting recorded. So we need to understand. Okay, we should commit we should perform only the devotion service. We should not commit any mistake. So in the 15th sloka, 3.10.15 or 14, the 9 different kinds of creation been started. So I just list down the 9 different kinds of creation, which is like, okay, starting from Mahatattva, the sum total of all the material ingredients. Then false ego is generated post that, the second creation, in which the material ingredients, material knowledge, and material activities arise from there, the false ego. Then the sense perception, the third creation been started. Then the creation of knowledge and working capacity been created. Then controlling deities by the interaction of mode of goodness, of which mind is the sum total. Okay, that has been created, controlling deities. Then the ignorant darkness of the living entity been created, like, which is which by which the master acts as a fool. Okay, then immovable entities being created, then the lower species of life being created, finally the creation of the human beings are coming into the picture. Okay, everyone was existing, like, okay, then the life being given at that particular time. These are the 9 different kinds of creation which has been explained by Maitreya Muni for Vidura's question. Okay, how Brahma is creating the Visarga. Okay, how Krishna created the Sarga. The whole thing like have been explained here. We saw 9 different kinds of creation. Then 3 different kinds of annihilation was done by the Lord with his representative. So these are the 9 different kinds of creation. Okay, as I mentioned, why we need to hear all these pastime? Okay, what is in it for me? We need to understand. Okay, for before doing anything, we need to question ourselves why I need to do this particular thing. So in the Shrimad Bhagavatam, already the slokas been explaining. Shinvadam Swakada Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaga Hridayantastohi Abhadrani Vidunoti Sugur Sadam. So it cleans us the desire for material and the enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear. We don't need to hear, we need to develop the urge to hear. Then Krishna will make the arrangement to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, and by hearing that, our heart will be cleansed, okay, from the desire for the material and enjoyment. As your congregation is doing the Srimad Bhagavatam hearing and recitation every day, so it is great to see, so that you all are like a getting improved in the devotion service. Like, please bless us also, so that we have the habit of hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Okay, in the 1.77 also, like a Sukadeva Goswami is explaining, Yashyam Vai Sriyamanayam Krishne Parama Purushe Bhakti Utpatyade Pumshaha Shoka Moha Bhayapagaha. Why we need to hear? Because by giving the oral reception, feeling for devotion service to Krishna will uh, sprout and extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fearfulness. We all know the material world is full of lamentation, illusion, and fearfulness. Okay, to get away from this, that fire is burning too heavily. So you need an extinguisher, like, okay, to clear off all those fires, correct? For that, we need to just do the oral reception for this Shrimad Bhagavatam. So in the next look also, 2.8.4, it says like a Shanvada Shraddaya Nityam Granatasta Shwachetisam Kalena Nati Dirgena Bhagavan Vishate Hari. Okay, the Krishna manifested in their hearts within a very short time. One who takes the Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, manifested in their hearts within a short time. We all know we want to meet Krishna, we want to see Krishna, we want to associate with Krishna, correct? So for that, we need to regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam, regularly chant his holy name, then definitely, immediately, Lord will manifest in our heart. We all have seen, experience, and experience everyone. We all have experienced like, okay, this particular thing. So everyone can tell their own pastimes, like a because they have to contemplate on those pastime. Okay, how I was before, after hearing Bhagavatam, how I changed, I become a better person, I become a better devotee. I see the things like in the right perspective. I don't blame many things. I don't comment unnecessarily like many things. So that we have to realize, we have to contemplate each and every time. Okay, then we see, okay, I need to continuously to do that particular thing. What I need to stop doing, what I need to start doing, and what I need to continuously to do. So that has to be the SWOT analysis. We say strength, weakness, and opportunities. So we have to threats also. So we have to keep on doing that particular thing regularly, so that we keep ourselves on a higher goal. We keep ourselves like, okay, comparing to ourselves only. We don't need to compare like us with any other devotional service. We need to compare our own growth. Like, okay, I am here. How I can reach to the next level? So for that, we need to keep hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, like I mentioned, what is in it for me from this pastime? These pastimes, why Krishna is performing all these pastime? To attract the conditioned souls to experience the love of Godhead. For that particular reason only. If you just imagine, if there is no Srimad Bhagavatam, if you didn't get a chance to hear about Krishna, if you didn't get a chance to hear about Krishna's pastime in Vrindavana, then what we would have been doing at this point in time? We would have get into busy Bangalore traffic, or we would have gone into like, okay, busy work, or we would have into our own way of engaging into the material things. But since these pastimes been performed by the Lord to attract the conditioned souls, like, okay, to experience the love of God, so that they get a chance to go back to the Godhead. So this has to be our everyday resolution. Okay, why I came into this material world? We need to repent. Okay, I was so unfortunate to come separated from the Lord. Okay, I came here, but Lord given a lot of opportunity. Lord is giving me a lot of opportunity. Lord forgiven me all my misgiving or misdoing. Like, okay, I have done n number of things bad in my past life till the previous moment, but now I get a chance to go back to God by performing the devotion service. This has to be constantly evolving in our mind, so that we can go back to the timeless spiritual world. Okay, we have to it has to remind us like, okay, to remember Krishna, because we all know like, okay, always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. That has to be our mood every day, every now and then. Okay, we need to first appreciate these pastimes, appreciate Krishna's like, okay, the glorious of forgiveness, because uh, we know many things like which we have done. Krishna forgiven very easily. Like, okay, in the Bhagavad Gita also he says like, okay, sarva dharman parityaja mamekam saranam vaja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma sujjaga. Sarva papebhyo, like, okay, don't worry about all those things. Okay, just surrender to me, I will take care of everything. Okay, so we need to appreciate first, then attracted. We need to get attracted to all these pastimes. Then we need to get aspired to attain the lotus feet of Krishna. So we need to realize the Krishna consciousness, because we should not perform the devotion service like, okay, just without any focus. We need to have the focus, like, okay, uh, that has to be there, that focus has to be there. So then the realize the Krishna consciousness by using the realize. Okay, so that has to be very important, because we need to open our the premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena. So that eyes will be real. We can see Krishna with the real eyes only, by the realized knowledge. So that has to be we need to follow the footsteps of Acharya. We need to follow the um, instructions of spiritual master, that ekeka kuru nandana. So that has to be followed. So our focus has to be like directed towards Krishna and his devotees. Okay, so we need to understand, okay, why Vidura is asking about the whole of creation, why this universal creation we need to understand, how we can defend, okay, what Krishna does from the scientific point of view and the spirituality point of view. We will just have little understanding of, okay, what science teaches was what spirituality teaches. Like Prabhu was explaining the yesterday very greatly, like, okay, Srila Prabhu's um, uh, visit to the MIT. He said, okay, we could not see Almighty in MIT because they don't have the department for the spiritual world, spiritual studies. Correct? We need to understand, okay, what science teaches. Science teaches the study of the matter, but spirituality teaches study what matters. Okay, we are studying the whole material world is created, why it has been created, how it has been created, what is our mood to see the sun, or to see the moon, or like to see the water, or to see the wind. What has to be our mood? So we are seeing like what a study of what matters. Okay, then science teaches about what we live with. Okay, more about the things. Okay, but the spirituality teaches what we live for, what is a value, what is a purpose. Like, okay, for those things we need to understand from the spirituality point of view. Science teaches mostly about the position. Okay, this universe is positioned in this manner, this has all these possessions. Okay, science teaches, but spirituality teaches about connection and contribution, how we can connect with that particular sun and moon, how we can connect with that particular energy of the Lord. So that is how we need to understand, okay, the difference between the science and spirituality. Okay, we see there are six enemies, like which is inner enemies, which is helping, which is not helping to progress in our devotion service, which is making us to be in this material world forever. So this enemies are, like we all know, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Okay, uh, we all know, once you associate or once you get attracted to the things, you will ignore the people. Correct? So we always need to remember, we need to love the people and use the things, not the other way. Love the things and use the people. So we should not get attracted to all these six inner enemies. We need to we should not have any karma, we should not have any krodha, we should not have any moha, lobha, matsarya, and the mother. So all those things, like it would be very tough to go from 100 to 0. We need to reduce our capacity to inculcate, like, okay, this kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Okay, we need to, okay, if I am very attached to material things today, around 80 percentage, tomorrow I need to aim, okay, I need to let me bring that to 60% or 50%. Likewise, so, a little, once you get attached to the spiritual things, by automatically, like, okay, you will get away from the material things. So that is how we need to tell our mind, okay, I need to reduce. By that, doing the devotion service, it will come automatically, like it will be reducing. So these are the reason why we are getting attracted to the material things. Like three things that distract us in devotion. One is the biological function, which is like, okay, survival and reproduction. The sex life is becoming rather than for the reproduction, like, okay, it is becoming more towards like a sense enjoyment. Then the eating also, like, if you see, cow eats a grass, same grass every day, it is still surviving. Correct? Any particular animal, if you give any particular food every day, like it will eat the same way. But human, we will say, no, 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 yesterday you prepared this rice or this boha, like, okay, you should not prepare this one. It is very tough for us to um, have the same food, like, okay, every day. So that is how we are creating like a our own sense engagement, a sense uh, um, we are getting addicted to the senses. Okay, the similar way, the physiological obsession, like, okay, about the things, as I mentioned. So we are getting attracted to the things, like, okay, phone is used for the simple purpose for speaking and, like, okay, little bit of browsing. But we are getting attracted to, okay, I need, because of him having this model, I need, like, okay, iPhone 15. I want, like, okay, Samsung, this Note 15 or whatsoever. So we are getting so much obsession with the things. Okay, I need the car. Okay, I want a bigger car. I want, like, okay, this model of the car. So likewise, like, the physiological obsession is getting so much, so which is distracting us from the devotion. The spiritual distraction also, like, okay, as we are not getting attracted to the spiritual thing. We are, sometimes we may do, like, a spiritual by for competition, or to better do than him. So that particular thing also to go away from us. Okay, we all know, okay, these are the things which will get distract from us from doing the devotion. So we should not do. So we need to concentrate on performing the devotion service. Hope this is clear, like, till now. Anyone has any question? Sorry, I'm a little rushing due to the time constraint.
Yes, Prabhuji, very
Anyone?
clear.
Clear.
Okay, Madhi. Please feel free
Thank you
to
for explaining so simply.
yeah, please feel free to interrupt anytime if you have any questions. Hare Krishna. So how we can realize this in the practical life? Okay, how we can perform? Okay, these are the things are getting distracting us. These are the things are, like, okay, help not helping us to do the devotional service. These are the material energy. We need to question, okay, how to do the devotional service. Okay, why this particular material world been created? So there are some things there which is, like, okay, the attachment, we need to get away from the attachment. Okay, there are three things: one is attachment, one is detachment, and a commitment. We should not get attached to material things. We should get detached to the material things, and we need to commit to the spiritual activity. So that commitment, okay, why I have to do the devotion service? If I do the devotion service, then I have whatever I perform, it will not get wasted. Okay, that is the assurance Krishna gives by Neha Bikramana Susti. Correct? Swalpam apiyasya dharmasya. You do very little, okay, you will get start from the where you left over in the next life also. So I am not wasting anything. So I am gaining many things. Okay, so by doing the devotion service, and we should not get addicted to the senses. Okay, be the master of senses by engaging them in devotion, and not slave to our senses. We should not get addicted to the sense enjoyment, because all this frustration, uh, uh, it's it comes from the desire. Okay, Krishna explains very well in the Bhagavad Gita also, like, okay, it is due to the lust only, Arjuna. Correct? Due to the lust, okay, we get attracted to some material things, and when we get that particular thing, we have our things are getting increased. Okay, it becomes more. And when it is, we are not getting it, we are getting the anger. Correct? Anger, desire, anger, and one more thing. What is that? So we should not get attached to that particular thing. Okay, we need to develop the desire to do best in the devotion service, not to the senses. So by the experience doesn't come, it doesn't make one experience. Okay, unless we apply it in our practical life. Okay, I may study all these Shrimad Bhagavatam, everything well. Okay, I am very good in reciting the sloka. I am very good in, like, okay, taking the class. But if I am not applying in my day to day life, then it is of no use. Correct? Because I need to apply. Otherwise, whatever I learned, it is only on the conceptual perspective, but I am not applying in the day-to-day life. Like that should not be happening. Because whatever we learn, even a little, we need to start applying in our day-to-day life. Then we becomes a realized soul. Because while we apply the knowledge, we becomes like the realized soul experienced in the spiritual knowledge. So we should always do the commitment to our spiritual master, to our devotees, surrendered devotees, to our Sri Krishna, to perform the devotion service, so that like we emotionally invest ourselves to connect with Krishna for a supreme cause. Okay, that is what matter the most in the life. Okay, while you have a commitment, okay, you know, you need to get up early in the morning to make the boha ready for Krishna, to make the prasadam ready for the school going children, so that okay, you have the commitment, correct? I need to go and work, then only I will get the salary. I will have to cook the food for Lord, and the prasadam to feed to my husband or my wife or my children. That commitment is that the same commitment we have to do it in our devotion service. Okay, that is very, very important. So the other one of the excellent sloka in Chaitanya Charitamrita in Madhya Lila. Okay, we have to have that desire. Okay, Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavidamati Kriyatam Yadi Topi Labhyade Tatra Laulyam Apimulyam Ekalam Janma Koti Sukrutir Na Labhyade. Okay, intense greed to obtain, to perform the devotion service in Krishna consciousness cannot be even heard by even by pious activity in hundreds and thousands of life. Okay, it can be obtained only by paying one price for it, like if it is intense greed to obtain it. So we don't need to do, you just have a desire to do that, then Krishna will make the arrangement to do it. Okay, that greed is very tatra laulyam. Okay, you just remember, I need to perform, Krishna, you make the arrangement. So we have to keep Krishna engaged in all our activity, all our conversation, all our daily routine life. So that okay, Krishna, it is your task. You take care of it. Okay, I want to achieve this particular devotion thing. I want to not on the material platform. Let me tell you, like this intense greed to obtain is like on the spiritual pure devotion service. So, Krishna, I want to chant 16 rounds or 18 rounds without any disturbance. Please, you make the arrangement. So that desire, once it sprout from our heart, Krishna will make the arrangement. You never know. We might have realized in our day-to-day life many times while we pray to Krishna sincerely, he will make the arrangement. Okay, we never know how, because it is by Krishna who can do anything and everything. Okay, so other thing we know, okay, we have to engage all our senses in the service of the Lord. Okay, sarvopadi meaning muktam tat paratvena nirmalam hrishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Okay, so while we are engaging all our senses to the master of the senses, we freed from the material designation, and once senses are purified, okay, then we get a chance to do the devotion service to the Lord. So that has to be. Amen. So we see, okay, time is very important. We know, okay, why Lord created, okay, the creation, the time is witnessing all the things, okay, it witnesses the creation, it witnesses the maintenance, it witnesses the annihilation also, correct? Okay, how we can realize, okay, a moment of time, Chanakya Pandit says, like the moment of time should not get wasted. Okay, even a moment can change one from the neophyte devotee, or like a one who didn't perform the devotion service, to the one who performs the devotion service in a great manner. Or the moment of moment in our life can change, can make us fall down from doing the devotion service to not do the devotion service. So we will see first, like, okay, how a moment can change a fallen soul to a great devotee. We all know. Any guesses? Like, who is this?
Valmiki?
Yeah. Original name of Valmiki is Ratnakar, correct?
Hunter.
So
Hunter.
Ratnakar, yeah,
Hunter.
Ratnakar. Ratnakar is coming and trying to kill um, Narada Muni. Then a moment of association of a devotee changes a Ratnakar to a Valmiki who wrote Ramayana, correct? So that moment of a devotee's association, how it can change a fallen soul to a devotee. Then a
Yes.
moment of association for a prostitute with, who is that? Haridas Thakur. A moment of association can change a prostitute to a great devotee. Then, who is this? Any guesses?
Surdas.
Surdas or
Vilvamangala.
Vilvamangala Thakur. Yeah,
Vilvamangala.
Vilvamangala Thakur. Yeah, Vilvamangala Thakur. Just with a moment of association of that particular prostitute. So she says, okay, why you are getting attached to me? The same attachment, if you have invested in Krishna, you would have done like a wonders in your life. Then immediately he goes to Vrindavana, correct? So a moment can change a fallen soul to a devotee. We all know hippies, okay, by just associating with Srila Prabhupada, their life got changed, correct? They were addicted to drugs and whatnot, but a moment of association of a pure devotee changes like a from a fallen soul a devotee. Okay, this is very great. So we all know, while we associate with all the devotee, we need to see how I can perform, I can enhance my devotion service. The same way, a moment of association with one who is not performing the devotion service, how it can change our devotion life. That also we have to be aware, because we have to be aware of good and bad, correct? So that we perform good and we should not perform the bad. Uh, so first is Vishwamitra, like okay, just by hearing the tinkling sound of Menaka, then immediately his tapas was disturbed, correct? So then he got engaged in satisfying his senses. Then second photo, anyone, any guesses?
Mantara.
Yeah,
Manthara.
Mantara, Mantara.
Kaikeyi is, yeah. Kaikeyi is association with Manthara, like okay. Then immediately has her mind is polluted, and she wanted Bharata to become the king, correct? Then the next one is, any guesses?
Ajamila.
Ajamila, yeah, correct. So we all know, okay, Ajamila story. The same thing, a moment of association with the next one is
Bharata.
yeah. So just a moment of association. He wanted to get attracted to the deer. Okay, the immediately like okay, he was falling down, because you know Bharata, he was trying to perform the devotion service. He relieved his kingdom and to come and to do the devotion service. But one moment of association with that deer immediately like spoiled his whole devotion. Correct. So this we have to contemplate each and every day. Okay, we have to do good in devotion service. We should away from the material things. Okay, that is very important. And everywhere in the Shrimad Bhagavatam or in the Chaitanya Charitamrita or in Bhagavad Gita, so Lord says like okay, the devotion service should not be performed according to our own convenience. It has to be performed satatam, nityam, okay, constantly, nirantara. So in Sistashakam, it says like a kirtaniya sadahari. So all the time, like we need to chant the holy name. Okay, satatam kirtayantomam, always chanting the holy name, glories of holy name. Ananya chintayantomam. Okay, those who always worship me with love and devotion. Yogi Unchita Satatam. Okay, transcendentalist should always try to concentrate the mind on the Supreme Self. Then Chetasa Sarva Karmani. In that also Satatam Bhava is coming. Okay, Nirantara Nama Love. So chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra continuously. Nirantara Krishna Nama. Okay, continuously chant the Hare Krishna mantra. So this is very important. Why? Krishna or like his acharyas are repeatedly saying, okay, Nirantara, Satatam, okay, always Sadahari, okay, sir, because any moment if we this doesn't perform the devotional service, that moment we get a chance to get fall down and we get contaminated or we get associated with material things, as we seen in the previous example. So here also like savai pumsam parodharmo yado bhakta adokshaje ahai tuki apratikata. Okay, it has to be unmotivated and uninterrupted. It has to be performed. Okay, then we saw nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevya. Mataji, just I need another 10 to 15 minutes. Is it okay?
Yeah, 10 minutes is okay, Prabhu. Yeah, fine.
Okay, Maji,
Perfectly.
yeah, I'll try to rush. Yeah, nasta prayeshu abhadreshu, in that like a nityam bhagavata sevya, it has to be performed continuously. Smartavya satatam vishnu. Okay, always to be remembered. and never forget Lord Shri Krishna. So let's change our vision to see Krishna everywhere. We know, okay, Yomam Pashyadi Sarvatya, Sarvatra Mai Pashyadi, Tasyaham na pranashyami, Sachame na pranashyadi. So one who sees me everywhere and who sees me everything in me, okay, I am never lost to him, Krishna says. So how we can change our vision to see Krishna everywhere? Okay, uh, so here if you see, uh, Prahlada never get deviated. If we have been put into the situation of Prahlada, uh, we would have questioned Lord, boss, I am performing so many devotion things, but you are giving trouble after trouble to me. Why it is? It should not happen. It never happened to Prahlada. We should never think, okay, devotee is will never get the testing phase or will never get the trouble. He get the trouble always to test his devotion. As Prahlada got it, but Prahlada never get even an inch of doubt, iota of doubt from Krishna, because Krishna protected him always, and he kept his devotion in a very perfect manner. That is the reason. While in even in the pillar, Prahlada sees Lord Narsimha, but since Hiranyakashipu didn't perform the devotion service, even while Lord appeared in front of him, he could not see, okay, it is a Lord. He was seeing, okay, who is this animal which is appearing in front of me? So that is how. That is a vision of a devotee, and that is vision of a one who is not performing the devotion service. So that is very important. So devotee can see Krishna everywhere, everything. Okay, that is one example from Prahlada. Then see, for Prahlada, Lord is so Shantam, okay. For Hiranyakashipu, Lord is so Ugra Baba, okay. So that has to be understood. So one particular occasion, Srila Prabhupada went to West, and it was so cold. Okay, the disciple forgot to carry the jacket. The disciple was so upset or so tense. Okay, how Srila Prabhupada is going to react? Then immediately Srila Prabhupada says, "This cold breeze is uh, is the energy of Krishna, which is embracing me." So that is the mood of a devotee who sees Krishna everywhere. If we would have been into that particular situation, we will say, oh, why you didn't carry my jacket? Okay, I am so cold, I'm going to get cough and cold. But Srila Prabhupada could able to see, okay, this cold breeze is nothing but Krishna who is embracing me. So that is a mood of a pure devotee. Then one particular place, like which is Paramata, which is in Australia. So while he sees that particular place while on the way, immediately Srila Prabhupada is able to relate that Paramata in the Nunam Paramata sloka from the Shrimad Bhagavatam 554, wherein Lord is explaining, Rishabhadev was explaining to his sons. Okay, he could able to relate. While Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, while he was going to that particular place, he would able to relate the Paramata to Parammata, who is Srimati Radharani. Um, any guesses like a gap how you will receive it? We all will see. Okay, it is the famous T-shirt, correct? The gap. Any guesses?
Govindamadipurusham.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, Govinda Purusham. That is how His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj is realizing, okay, it is Govinda Purusham while he sees the gap T-shirt. So Vaishishaki Prabhu who could able to relate the tinted glass on a car. He could able to relate, okay, the tinted glass from outside you can't see inside, but from inside you can see outside. Correct. The similar way he could able to relate the Paramatma, which is inside, who can know the what happening in the outside, but the outside material people cannot know what is happening inside. So that is how he related the tinted glass to the Paramatma realization. Then one time, His Holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj, while he sees Listerine from the blue and yellow color while he went to US, so he could able to immediately relate, okay, the blue color belongs to Krishna, the yellow color belongs to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is how he realized. While he was hearing one another time, he was saying, okay, we need to go to the nursing home. Then immediately he could able to understand, okay, we are going to the Lord Narsimha's home. So that is how the great souls always relate to Krishna while they see in their surroundings anything and everything. One another time, one of the great spiritual great soul realizing, okay, the mango fruit is there and the shadow is there, correct? The fruit is like a spiritual world. The fruit's reflection is the material world, like Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. You understand, fruit is a spiritual world. The reflection is material world. While we have the fruit, we will never remember about its shadow, correct? The similar way, while we do the spiritual thing, we should never remember the material things. But at the same time, while the fruit is not there, but we need to remember the shadow. We have the shadow. The shadow need to push us to remember the spiritual world. So that is how, when we see the material things, we need to remember Krishna. When see Krishna, we need to forget about the material things. So that can be come into the practical things like in our daily day-to-day life. So these are other things like, okay, which can explain us very quickly. When we see BMW, this is one of the slides, like we have the I have the very good fortune of associating with Sadhu Sevana Prabhu and the Atisuntari Mataji, like now they are in Bangalore. So he put a lot of effort like creating some of these slides, so I'm very thankful to him. So this body and mind and words, like when he see BMW, it would be representing body, mind, and words. Make my trip, like let us make our trip go back to home, back to Godhead. Then the fix it, like we need to fix our mind to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna to fix all our problems in our life. Then just do it, like just surrender to Lord. How Scotch Brite like cleans the vessel. The similar way, like we need Cheto Darpanamarjanam. We need to do the devotion service, like to remove our material contamination. HP, like when we see HP, okay, we need to associate the Hiranyakashipu and Prahlada, because while we associate with these pastimes, okay, Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattva tvaktva degam punar janma naitimam etiso Arjuna. So just remembering the Lord's pastime, we will not get a chance to come into this material world. So that is how our mood has to be. When we see Geo, okay, we can remember Jagannath. Okay, then YouTube, how the preaching is essence, like okay, how it is broadcasting. The similar way, we need to preach to others, like okay, to enhance ourselves and to pass the message of the Lord to others. Okay, Aarti RK, which is the famous symbol, which we can remember, run towards Radha Krishna. So while we see butter, like hey, we need to associate with Krishna because Krishna loves the butter. And this special month, Damodar month, we know, okay, how he got the punishment from Yashodamai the for stealing the butter. So Samsung, when you see, okay, we need to associate Samsung, how we can associate with Krishna. So Do is one of the service provider in Dubai. Okay, their tag is like add life to life. How we add Krishna to our life, like that has to be our motive. So while we say Park Avenue, the perfume, immediately we need to associate with like a 26 Second Avenue, where Srila Prabhupada started the formation of like ISKCON. So while we see the fruit, the mixed fruit, we all know Shrimad Bhagvatam is a real nectar. Okay, that has to be added in our life like a day to day Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. So Sky Scanner, we will use a Sky Scanner to search about the lowest of the ticket. The similar way how Narada Muni and Srila Prabhupada uh, traveled across the world to pass the message of the Lord. So these are some of the key takeaways. Science is the study of matter, but spirituality is what study what it really matters as a value. So biggest challenge in us is like, okay, we are not keeping the biggest challenge back to God as our biggest challenge. Okay, we need to realize, okay, why I came to this material world, how I can go out from this material world, what I have to do, because we have a very limited time. Okay, whatever time we lost, we can't take it back even if you pay millions of dollars, correct? Okay, whatever time I am having now, from now onwards, let me not waste any time. Let me be very conscious of time, because then only I can go away from this time-bound material world to the timeless spiritual world. So don't waste time. Keep connecting with Krishna and perform devotion service. What we live for is most valuable than what we live with. Okay, but we don't need a very sophisticated life. We need our needs and what need to be defined very clearly. We have to go for the needs only, not wants. Okay, because our wants are unlimited, needs has to be limited. Okay, we need to first classify. Shubhavilash Prabhu very nicely says, okay, we have to first classify what is our need, what is our want. Okay, first then fulfilling the needs and categorically choosing the wants. Okay, that has to be very important. Then devotional service to be performed nityam satatam all the time. Okay, connection with the Lord and contribution like a service to him is what we live for. Put an end to material desires as it consumes us. It would not be possible like a from coming from 100 to 0. We need to reduce like a we need to set our own target. Decide between what is between decide between like a more sense pleasure or seek more than sense pleasure. Like, okay, we should not aim for seeking more sense pleasure. We need to seek more than the sense pleasure, like what we can achieve. Spiritual life is light, okay, which is continuous illumination, not lighting one time and like, okay, getting into the darkness. It is not the it's not that manner. Sense gratification initially matters the most. What actually matters is spiritual wisdom. Okay, we need to aim to achieve that particular thing. So with this, I end the today's session. Thanks for giving me the opportunity once again. I'm very humbled and privileged like to take the class. Please, if anything I taken wrongly or I passed any messages wrongly, it is due to my ignorance. Like, okay, please forgive me. If you feel anything comes good, okay, anything you learned, that is due to the previous acharyas, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please bless me like to do the devotional service in a better manner. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hari Hari Bol. Such a nice session, Prabhu. Everyone liked your PPT so much that I could see in the chat box, they are asking for they are requesting actually if you can share your PPT. So it was a wonderful session, Prabhu, seriously. From the beginning till end, but the end part was most attractive because you have told and shown us how we can connect each material thing which we are using in our day-to-day life to Krishna. So this is the very practical approach to how to remember Krishna always, whether even you are seeing the material things or whatever you are using. So thank you so much, Prabhu. It was really wonderful session. Hari Bol.
Thanks, Maja. I'll share the PPT to you. Please.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Definitely.
Thanks,
and though we do not have time, but if devotees want to ask any question, one or two devotees, we may give chance if you allow, Prabhu. Is it okay?
Yeah, definitely, Mataji. No problem. Sorry for taking little more time.
No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine.
I want to limit to be frank, but my though my mind says okay, I need to limit but my heart says okay, this opportunity you pass more realization, more messages, not to others like but to myself. For that reason only, like I didn't want to cut down any slides. Please forgive me.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for not cutting down any slide, because each slide is so important for us to know and see. And you may see that there are so many messages are also floating now. Okay, Navkishori Mataji.
Can we have these slides, Prabhuji?
Yeah, definitely, Prabhu. I'll pass it to Narayana
Prabhu.
Mataji.
Prabhu will pass it on to me and I will post it in the group.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can we have these slides all?
Yeah, we will get it. Yes, Prabhu has just said that, so I will post it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mataji, we'd also like to have the recording of this, Mataji. You can put in the group.
Mataji is there in YouTube. Yeah, definitely. I'll put in the group also. Yeah,
okay,
I'll do that. Okay.
Wonderful class, Prabhuji. Awesome. Very nice slides and all that. Please come again, Prabhuji.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Prabhuji, if we hear the lecture of this day, regularly, definitely we won't fall down from devotional service. This is the very, very most and must for us. So you have given me an opportunity to hear this. I am grateful to you, Prabhuji. I am grateful to you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thanks, Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and the previous acharyas. Hare Krishna.
So
Very
true.
good
So true.
Very good eye opener.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So Prabhu will show us the altar, and Sudha Mataji, just one line, one time of Damodar Ashtakam, because we have to end the session and the next session has to start at 11:30. I know that. So we will do the Arati. Sudha Mataji, are you there? Ha.
Yes,
Okay.
Mataji. Yes,
Yeah.
Start, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Now you can start. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodapiyolukhaladhavamanam Paramishtamatyantato Gopya Rudantam Muhurnetram Yumam Nijantam Karambojayukmena Satankanetram Muhu Swasakam Patrirekhankakantha Stita Graivam Damodaram Bhaktibaddham Iti Driksvalila Vedananda Kunde Swagosham Nimachantam Akyapayantam Tadiyesitajneshu Bhakarjitatvam Punha Prematastam Shatavriti Vande Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadimva Nachanyam Vrineham Vareshadapiha Idam Teva Purnata Gopala Balam Sada Me Manasya Virasam Kimanye Idam Te Mukham Bhojam Atyanta Nilay Vritam Kuntalai Snigta Raktaischa Gopya Muhushchumbitam Bimbaratadaram Me Manasya Virastam Alam Lakshalabhay Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukkha Jalabdimagnam Kripa Drishti Vrishyati Dinam Vatanu Grahane Shamamachya Me Dakshidrishya Kuveratmajau Baddha Murtyeva Yadvat Tvaya Mochitau Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha Tata Prema Bhaktim Swakam Me Prayacha Namokshe Graho Me Stidamodareha Namaste Sudamne Spuraditi Damne Tvadiyodarayata Vishwasya Damne Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Anantalilaya Devaya Tupyam Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Anantalilaya Devaya Tupyam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Damodar Ashtakam की जय, श्री राधा दामोदर की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Hare Krishna Mata.
Thank you, Sudha Mataji, for wonderful Arati, singing this Arati. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna to all the devotees, and Hare Krishna to Prabhu. We'll do Vaishnava Pranam mantra and then we'll end the session. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah ananta koti vaishnavanti ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Nitai Gaur Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Thank
Prabhu.
you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Hare
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you, Mataji.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Shall I end the session, Prabhu? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Thanks,
Prabhu.
Mataji.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.